Even though we're in a crypto winter, this was an absolutely massive news day. Lots of updates from lots of different assets. First, let's start with crypto.com. An update, $100 million backed war chest for accelerated growth on early stage projects building on Kronos chain. Obviously, they're well funded. Obviously, they're one of the biggest exchanges. Obviously, they have a lot of total value locked, a lot going on with crypto.com. Let's keep moving. Lots of assets to get through. Iota has partnered with tech giant Dell Technologies to develop a data-driven solution for the real-time tracking of carbon footprints. You don't hear a lot about Iota, right? But this is an absolutely huge partnership. Corporate America is going to divide and conquer the crypto world. They're going to adopt their own cryptocurrencies. Obviously, Dell is one of the biggest companies, so a big partnership for Iota. Let's keep moving. The Hbar Foundation and Animoca Brands just gave about $26 million to the Galaxy app, which is a social token platform. Obviously, Rally is another social token platform, which is going to allow creators and influencers to have their own cryptos, right, for their audiences and brands to grow and build ecosystems. Well, Galaxy is going to be a competitor to Rally. Obviously, Rally's huge. I'll give an update on that and the big ecosystem there. But it's good to see that Hbar, Hedera Hashgraph, is finally investing in some revolutionary technologies. We want more growth in that ecosystem. Obviously, there's a lot ahead for that. And Animoca Brands. Speaking of Animoca Brands Corporation boasts income of 827 million Australian dollars from first 4 months of 2022. Okay, so Animoca Brands is becoming a cash cow. It's a unicorn. These are the assets it's investing in. These are the assets that are going to benefit hugely from all this money. Sandbox game, the Flow blockchain, the Ape token, Bored Ape Yacht Club, Metaverse, and the Revv token, REVV, Revv Racing. Okay, these are the assets underneath the Animoca Brands umbrella, which they're just continuously investing in. And it's becoming absolutely incredibly exciting to see this ecosystem and other ecosystems just build out in this crypto winter. Let's keep moving. Portugal's biggest soccer club will become the country's first to join the crypto craze, partnering with the blockchain-powered fan engagement firm Socios.com to launch a fan token, the club announced on Tuesday. Socios.com is the Chili's token. It's powered by CHZ. They're doing their own blockchain. This is just one big soccer team in Portugal. Obviously, they call it football, but they're joined by massive other sports organizations partnering up with Chili's. It's a truly revolutionary asset, and it's going to emerge from this crypto winter when all is said and done because it is just doing such a good job. That's why it has 1.5 million wallet addresses as of today. So just one revolutionary asset. Obviously, the big news today is that the SEC is investigating Binance's ICO that it did 5 years ago, right? So it's kind of picking on Binance. Obviously, many of these revolutionary assets did ICOs, right? And so we've known that coming down the pipeline, we have regulatory scrutiny where the SEC is going to classify a lot of these assets as securities. A lot of these assets are going to have to hire accounting teams and legal teams to become legit. Well, they picked on Ripple. Now they're picking on Binance. They're going to pick on all of them, every single token that did an ICO. And so obviously Binance is prepared for that. But we've known that this is kind of an overhang for altcoins other than Bitcoin, guys. If you want to become a Bitcoin maxi, obviously that is totally legit as well because it is the king. Here's an update on Bitcoin. A payment platform built on the Lightning Network, okay? So we know the Lightning Network is the layer 2 solution on Bitcoin, which allows it to scale up, has raised $6 million in seed funding to allow content creators to monetize their work by selling directly to consumers. So there's actually a lot of activity occurring on Bitcoin. So it's going to be huge, obviously. It's one of the biggest positions that I own. The only downside is that everyone's already discovered it. The market cap of Bitcoin is already half of Amazon. So if you had $500 billion, what would you rather put it in? Bitcoin, or would you rather own half of Amazon? That's what people get to decide when they're valuing these things, right? But the assets that no one has discovered yet are all these altcoins, all these layer 1 solutions, Algorand, Binance. Binance is going through some stuff. There's a FUD article that came out in Reuters saying that they did some money laundering. Well, they just refuted that. Here's an update from Binance. So Binance published 50 pages of email exchanges between its intelligence team and Reuters in which it comments on recovering $5.8 million from the Ronin hack, as well as its assistance in multiple fraud cases. The email exchange reiterates that the report was confusing, indirect exposure. Data from Chainalysis reveals that 0.15% of all cryptocurrency transactions in 2021 were associated with illicit activity. So obviously Binance, the biggest exchange, is going to have this activity on it. Every exchange does. There's a lot of fear mongering going on. It's the Wild West. It's extremely exciting. Investors in the Wild West made a lot of money if they could pick up land cheap. That's what crypto investors are doing now. There's so much to get through in this market.